Hello, and welcome to another episode of Bat Dan's Thoughts. And Merry Christmas! It is December 25th, so I thought, you know what? Let's do a review of a Christmas movie. So the movie we are going to review today is Batman Returns. Yes, Batman Returns is a Christmas movie, and with the Flash film coming up this summer, which Michael Keaton is going to return in, and the Flash film being one of the few DC films I will be supporting likely, I thought, you know what? This would be a great time to talk about Batman Returns. So this will not be a play-by-play. I'm just going to kind of go over characters that stood out to me, certain elements that stood out to me, and this movie's been out for 20 years, over 20 years now. So, you know what? Spoilers. You've been warned. So right off the bat, I really love the Christmas setting of this movie. I love when movies take place during Christmas time, and I really love the soundtrack in this movie. Danny Elfman kills it in this movie. Particularly the opening of this movie when Penguin's parents give him away, and at the end when Penguin dies. Really badass soundtrack. And again, Danny Elfman, when he's not doing, Justice League, he really kills it in my opinion. But let's go over Batman. This is a Batman movie, right? Not necessarily. Tim Burton's kind of been known for promoting the villains a little over the main character, Batman, in his Batman movies. And this movie is no exception. Batman doesn't appear until 15 minutes in the movie. And for context, this movie is 2 hours and 6 minutes. Batman appears for a few minutes, and then he doesn't appear again for another 15 minutes. It just really feels like Batman's kind of sprinkled in this movie. It's called Batman Returns, not the Return of Penguin, not Catwoman Rises. It's called Batman Returns, and I just would have liked to feel like Batman is the main character of this movie. I mean, a little bit in the third act, finally, but it shouldn't take that long for it to feel that way. I love Batman v Superman, right? Ben Affleck is my all-time favorite Batman. Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition is my second favorite movie, right under Zack Snyder's Justice League. But Ben Affleck's Batman gets a lot of flack for killing people. Yet, Michael Keaton's Batman, to take down one of Penguin's circus thugs, straps a bomb to him and smiles. In Batman Returns, Batman didn't need to strap the bomb to take that thug down. He could have gotten rid of the bomb just throwing it down into the sewer without taking the thug with it. Yet, no one complains for some reason, right? Sorry, these double standards really annoy me. It's just some of Batman's characterization didn't really do it for me in this movie. First of all, when he fights Catwoman, Catwoman comes out having blown up a building and fights Batman, is attacking Batman, Batman lands a punch. And she goes, "How could you? I'm a woman." And that actually freezes Batman for a second. Guy or girl, if someone is attacking Batman, Batman should have no problem fighting back and defending himself and stopping a terrorist, someone who's blowing up buildings. That really irritated me. And another thing is just how careless Batman, again, is with his identity. Okay, in the first movie, yes, Alfred let Vicky Vale in the Batcave, but it still showed the lack of concern with Batman's identity. And in the next movie, she's just mentioned once. So obviously, it didn't go very far in their relationship. Revealing your identity should be a pretty big deal. In Batman Returns, Bruce has been on, 2 dates with Selina? I think 1, really. And yes, at Max Shreck's party, they figure out each other's identities through that mistletoe comment, referencing their earlier fight as Batman and Catwoman with that same mistletoe comment. So Bruce and Selina at Max Shreck's party figure out they're Batman and Catwoman. But then later on, when Batman's trying to reach out to Selina, he takes his mask off right in front of Max Shreck. First of all, he revealed his identity to Max Schreck to try to turn someone good that he met once. My biggest issue with Batman, I just feel like, with this movie and the first Batman movie, is that he thinks with his penis. Batman straight up thinks with his penis sometimes, and not what Batman's supposed to do. Not what Batman's supposed to do. And then we get to Penguin in this movie. You can tell with Penguin that this is a Tim Burton movie. More than the first one, you can totally tell that this movie was directed by Tim Burton. Penguin was just so different than what I'm used to. He's mostly like a crime boss, a gentleman of crime, essentially, from a high-class family. And yes, in this movie, he's of a high-class family. Yes, Tim Burton took the short stature that Penguin is supposed to have, but he turned Penguin into an animal. I mean, in a sewer raised by penguins. It's just not how Penguin's supposed to be portrayed, just in my opinion. One thing I do like, though, since they already went that direction, Penguin seemed to have a kind of a bond with the Penguins because they were his family. His parents dumped him as a baby, and he was raised by penguins. Yet later on in the movie, he was willing to sacrifice them for his plan to kill all the children of Gotham. Yet, at the same time, later on, he felt threatened when Batman was supposedly going to kill them. I don't know, just didn't really work for me. And his plan to frame Batman went off a little too easily. First off, a batarang alone should not make people think Batman is guilty when he kidnaps the princess with a batarang. If Batman throws batarangs around and they're constantly on the loose, it shouldn't be that much of a surprise that a villain can obtain a batarang. So that alone really should not convince people. And then when Penguin was able to control the Batmobile, I don't like when people can get into the Batmobile that easily. Especially someone like Penguin. Someone as smart as Lex Luthor, sure. But Penguin, him getting in the Batmobile just feels a little too easy. And then when Batman took down his plan by recording Penguins saying all the citizens of Gotham are idiots, or how he can play the city so easily, something like that quote. I mean, yeah, so that was smart of Batman to take down his plan when Max Schreck was trying to make him mayor. But did that really prove Batman's innocence? He didn't say, haha, I framed you, Batman, for everything. No, he didn't. Penguin didn't even confess to anything illegal. I mean, insulting the citizens of Gotham is not a crime. So it feels to me that the police should not have been after Penguin at that point. Yes, the public hates him, but he didn't confess to kidnapping the princess or that actress person. He didn't confess to framing Batman. All he did was insult the citizens of Gotham. So yeah, his plan for mayor is shot, but the police really shouldn't have been after him because he didn't, again, confess to anything illegal. And they didn't really address Batman being framed after that because, again, Penguin did not confess to framing Batman. Batman's still a fugitive. And just a small little nitpick, when Penguin knocked off the princess, or that's what they call her, I don't know why they call her princess exactly, but that's what they call her, with those bats, you'd think the police, when they come up, would have heard Penguin running away. So let's go on to Selina Kyle, Catwoman. I had an issue with her characterization as well. Catwoman is not supposed to be a supernatural creature. She's supposed to just be a regular woman like Batman without powers. So giving her powers just not a direction I like for the character, but also how they gave her powers. So she discovers Max Schreck's plan and, you know, instead of running into the police with those files like a smart person, she stupidly confessed that, hey, I know your plan and I'm the only one who knows your plan and it's just you and me right now. First of all, that was stupid. And then Max Schreck pushes her off a building and she gets licked back to life by cats. Not radioactive cats, just cats. What? Could you imagine if Spider-Man's origin was not he was bitten by a radioactive spider, but a random spider bit him and he got spider powers? That's the equivalent of what they did with Catwoman, is that just random cats licked her back to life. What stops the Joker from returning as a cat-like creature after being licked back to life by cats? How does this not happen more often? A huge issue for me. And like I said before, Batman and Catwoman's relationship felt rushed. especially for Batman to be revealing his identity to her, even though she already figured it out, in front of Max Schreck, that was a little rushed for me. Michelle's characterization was just so weird to me. She's not part cat. She just is an animal lover with certain cat-like reflexes, but still a human. Max Schreck, played by Christopher Walken. You know, kind of an okay character, just felt kind of cartoonish to me. He has this power plant that's sucking up power and dumping toxic waste, so that's why he's trying to prop up Oswald Cobblepot Penguin as mayor. I don't know, he just really came off as very cartoonish to me, just with his, like, black gloves. I don't know, just came off as such a typical cartoonish villain. Another villain of this movie that we just kind of have to talk about, but he did a good job. Christopher Walken did a good job with his material. And to be honest, with what Tim Burton wanted from Danny DeVito as Penguin, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, in my opinion, they did good for what Tim Burton wanted of them. But not the way they should have been written, in my opinion. You can totally tell that Tim Burton definitely went a lot more out in this movie with his style than the first Batman movie. A lot of it just didn't really work for me. I mean, I do like the creepy atmosphere in this movie, but just characterizations just were really off for me. Alfred and Commissioner Gordon, nothing really special about them. They're just there. And oh yeah, just one more thing to observe that really bothered me. When Batman takes off his mask, first of all, why does he have to destroy it to take off his mask? This whole thing where they have to remove the eye makeup all of a sudden because, you know, they have to hide the fact that Batman has to wear a little eye makeup for his mask. As many issues as I had with the Batman, that's one thing they did right, was showing that, yes, he has eye makeup on after he takes off his masks. Overall, just kind of an okay movie. Not great. Not where I really feel Batman should be, in my opinion. So I'll give this movie a 6.51234 out of 10. What do you think? Do you agree with my opinions? Let me know. And if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. And everyone, have a Merry Christmas. Have a Bat-tastic Christmas.